Welcome back to Baltimore. 70 degrees at kickoff time. Spectacular fall day here in the Charm City as the Ravens prepare to take on the Bengals. 27th meeting between these two teams. Baltimore won the toss, deferred. Cincinnati will receive. Marvin Lewis, former defensive coordinator back in 2000. Maybe one of the best defenses of all time. When they went on to win the Super Bowl, he led the way on the defensive end. His team coming off a 23-20 win over Cleveland. Meanwhile, John Harbaugh, 27-21 losers at New England last week. Controversial loss. We'll get into it as the game goes on. Ravens lead the series 15-11. Andre Caldwell back deep. Steve Hushka will send it away. He has one touchback on the season. Ravens swept the series last year. However, Cincinnati has won 3 of its last 5 games here in Baltimore. From the goal line, Caldwell trying to break it outside with a stiff arm, gets down the sideline, and finally goes out of bounds at the 35. Very nice run of 33 yards. Cedric Benson has been awesome this season. Lines up as the single setback. Jeremy Johnson in motion. Here's Palmer throwing on first down over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Lavernius Cole. Second down and 10. Benson over the right side. Not a lot of room. Guess who? Ray Lewis. Ryan Leonard is checked into the game. Bengals need to go to the 41. Palmer out of the shotgun and a flag.
Yeah, for the first time, Gus, when you come on the road, the Bengals are finding out the noise of this crowd is a lot like a college town.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
We spoke to Carson Palmer, and he said this is a really one of his favorite places to play because of the atmosphere. It's a loud, boisterous crowd. They come up, they show up very early, and as he said, they show up, get drunk, and have a good time before the game, and it doesn't let up once they come inside. Carson Palmer loves this stadium, even though they've got a great team to play against.
Third down at 15 at the 31. They need to go to the 46 for first down. Palmer steps up in the pocket, down the seam, and it's caught. Ocho Cinco over the middle. First down, Cincinnati in front of Fabian Washington, who makes a tackle, and that's a gain of 21.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play, but you said before the play started, Fabian Washington's got his hands full. He's going to be on Chad Johnson a lot of the time today, and that's a great throw and catch. The ball couldn't have been anyplace else. Washington had pretty good coverage with some help over the top, but when you got a quarterback like Carson Palmer and a receiver like Chad Ochocinco, they play so much together. They've thrown so many routes together. It's really hard to defend a pass that well.
First down and 10 at the 48. Ochocinco with 2 touchdowns last week against Cleveland. That's his 18th catch of the season. Out of the gun. Palmer throwing again. Fires, and it's incomplete. Intended for Daniel Coates' tight end, who had lined up as a receiver. And that brings up second down and long.
Well, this is how you defend those passes down the field, Gus. You do it with the 4 guys up front, or the 5 guys. You see Kelly Gregg steps in. That's how you defend Carson Palmer throwing the football down the field. You get in his face, and you got to send more guys than they can defend. And that, on that play, I mean, nobody touched him.
Second down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Cedric Benson in the backfield. Here's Lavernius Cole, the former Jet, in motion. They give it to Benson straight ahead, and Benson pushing the pile forward, and he gets to the Ravens 41. Landry with the tackle, but Cedric Benson gained 7 yards. What an interesting story. This young man, former 4th overall pick out of the University of Texas. He's from Odessa, make that Midland, Texas, and he fell out of favor in Chicago, got in some trouble off the field, but has found a home here in Cincinnati.
And it's a home he appreciates, Gus. He's really found a place where he can call home, and he's working hard to stay here.
Third down and 3 at the 41. Here's Palmer looking over the middle underneath, and it's caught again. Esteban Ochocinco with the ball at the 25-yard line. Ed Reed Foxworth with the tackle, but back-to-back huge game gains for Chad. That's a gain of 16.
A little stack formation. He's the first guy off the ball. He ends up being matched against Foxworth. And you see there, Gus, it's just so difficult when the quarterback is on rhythm. Carson Palmer stands back there. He just flicked that ball out there. It looked like he was going to come off Ocho Cinco, then decided to throw it anyway and got the completion.
Opening drive for the Bengals. They've converted a 3rd and 15 and a 3rd and 3. Out of the offset eye. They run around the left side, Benson. And Benson tripped up, taken out of bounds. Ed Reed with the tackle, and it's a 2-yard gain. Ocho Cinco again, and he stays in bounds close to the first down. Gain of 9. Suggs, closest man to the ball.
Well, I'm not a genius, Gus, but I'm not just saying something. I'm just saying we knew Chad Johnson in the pregame. We said as a fantasy player, Chad Johnson may have a big day today. This is a guy that is difficult to cover man to man, and unless the Ravens can pressure Carson Palmer, he's going to get a lot of balls thrown at him.
3 catches, 46 yards. First down and 10 from the 14. And a timeout call by the Ravens. Great start to this game for Ocho Cinco. 3 catches, 46 yards. 9th play of the drive for the Bengals. It's their opening drive, which started at their own 36-yard line. First down and 10 at the 14. Johnson and Benson line up in the backfield. Fashi, the motion man. Benson. Oh, he's met and dropped quickly. Haloti Ngata with the tackle. That's a loss of 5.
Well, you'll see. This is Haloti Ngata right here. He's going to come right up through the middle of the defense, and that's one of the things that's so amazing about this Raven defense, Gus. When you try and run the football towards them, it's as though they're just waiting for the play to happen, like they know it's already there. They're so fast in their front 7, they make you look awful in your run game.
Second down and 15 at the 19-yard line. Benson in the backfield deep. Daniel Colts, the tight end, lines up as a fullback. Palmer hands it off to Benson. A little bit of running room over that right side, not a lot. Gooden there defensively for the Ravens, and it's a 2-yard pickup.
Well, then I agree. When you get inside the 20-yard line, Gus, I think so many teams change their philosophy. Every team in the league divides the field up, and when you get down towards your opponent's end zone, they have a different philosophy. That's why the Bengals line up and run it twice when they get inside the 20. I disagree with it in this case. You got a Ravens defense that you've riddled all the way down the field. I would throw it until they stop it. The Ravens have not stopped the passing game yet.
Third down, 13 at the 17-yard line. They've converted a 3rd and 15 and a 3rd and 3. They need to get inside the 5. Palmer out of the shotgun. And a whistle.
That's another delay of game call.
Delay of game, offense.
Steps up in the pocket. Palmer wants to run. And he slides down inside the 15. Very good decision. A 3-yard gain, and that will bring on the field goal team.
Yeah, I think in this situation, yeah, it's a great, nice little 8 or 9 yard gain there. But the problem is, Gus, because you ran it on first down, lost 5, gained 2, and then a penalty, you're 3rd and 20 on a drive that had really more potential than that. I don't think you get down there and start running the football against this team. I think you got to throw it, and that's really where the Ravens are weak.
Brings on Shane Graham in to attempt a 32-yarder. High snap, they got it down. No good. "12 plays, 50 yards. Bengals held it for 704, missing a 32-yard field goal. A high snap by Brad St. Louis. And Cincinnati comes up empty, missing a 32-yard field goal. First down and 10 now for the Ravens. At their own 23, McClain and Ray Rice line up in the backfield. Play fake. Flacco rolls out of the pocket, dumps it down. Todd Heap, and he gets to the 31-yard line. The handoff, Rice, and Rice gets up to the 35 and picks up a first down. That's a 4-yard gain. Let's take a look at the high snap.
Yeah, and you saw Huber go up. That was a bad snap. And Gus, it was a high snap, but Huber's got to do a better job of getting that down. And you see there, Jaron Simmons, special teams coordinator, he's giving them what for, and quite frankly, Gus, they deserve it.
First down and 10 at the 35 for Baltimore. Play fake, Flacco sets up, looking down the middle, steps up in the pocket, he can run a little bit. Flacco gets down to the 45, make it the 44. It's a 9-yard gain for the second-year man out of Delaware. Todd Heap in motion. Inside handoff, McClain. Looking, leans forward, and he may have it. Crocker. Flacco with time, dumps it over the middle. Ray Rice, the scat back out of Rutgers, gets inside Cincinnati territory. Roy Williams with the tackle after a gain of 6. They throw it to Heap, near side, and Todd Heap has the ball at the 44, a gain of 6. Leon Hall with the tackle.
You talk about Todd Heap being rejuvenated. 08, there he is. Receptions for him, he only had 2. He's doubled it. Everything is just about double, and he's getting more touchdowns, more. And I think that goes to the health of him. And also, I think it goes a little bit towards what they're letting Joe Flacco do. They're giving Flacco more responsibility. He's living up to it, and everybody's reaping the benefits.
First down and 10 to the 44. Play fake. Flacco sets up a screen near side. McClain hurdling a man, and McClain gets to the 35. Crocker gets him, but LaRon McClain picks up 9, looking like Ronaldo Nehemiah, hopping over defenders.
You know, we did the Cleveland game a couple of weeks ago, and in this game in preparation, Gus, the surprising guy you hear a lot of defensive coordinators talk about is McClain. He's versatile. He was a tailback last year, has a lot of experience. He's a guy that uses a lot of different ways.
6 feet, 260. Ray Rice turns a corner, down the sideline. Rice.
Well, watch up front. They do a nice job with they run to the tight end side, but the tight end vacates. Heap goes across for a trap block on the back side, and it springs. The defense takes one false move, and Ray Rice gets to the edge, right around Maualuga.
Clayton in motion. Here's the option. Inside option, Ray Rice. Down to the 10 to Honey Jones. No gain on the play. How often do you see that?
Not really very often. You might see that last night with our friend Vern Lundquist calling the Florida LSU game.
Tim
Tebow did that last night. But you see this is not a fumble. That is an incomplete pass. This is going to be just as though he threw it down the field out of the end zone. That's a pass, and it's incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 10 instead of 2nd and 7.
Actually make it third
turnover.
Actually make it 3rd down and 11 at the 15. Ray Rice lines up as a receiver at the top of your screen. Empty backfield for Flacco. And a false start against the Ravens.
False start. Number 77 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Matt Burke, 6-time Pro Bowl center, coming over from Minnesota in his 12th year out of Harvard.
You know, both these clubs moving the ball very well with their offense. Both clubs getting down deep, and then all of a sudden both clubs reaching a point in the field inside the 20 where they stall.
3rd down, 16 at the 20 for Flacco. Empty backfield. Firing it. It's a picked off. Joseph out of bounds. His 3rd interception of the season, and the Bengals have the football. A 22-yard return. Jonathan Joseph, number 22, 7 tackles and a pick last week against Cleveland. Starts the day with a pick against Joe Flacco and the Ravens. 1st down and 10 of the 19. Carson Palmer throwing on 1st down. Fires it over the middle. A short gain. As Cedric Benson grabs it. Jared Johnson with the tackle. Another look at the interception.
Ray Rice going to come up and move inside, but Jonathan Joseph doesn't go with him. He sees the route by Heap and drops back into the coverage. And watch, Joe Flacco doesn't see him fall off of Ray Rice. Throws it out there anyway, and he's right in position. Just reading the quarterback and making a play.
2nd down and 5 at the 24. Andre Caldwell in motion. He lines up in the slot at the bottom. He is having a terrific season. A handoff to Benson. And Benson pushes the pile forward and gets to the 30. First down and 5 at the 35. There's Lavernius Coles. Handoff, Benson. And Benson tackled from behind by Suggs. Gain of 2. Division football game. End of the first quarter, no score. Back to Baltimore right after this. Welcome back to Baltimore. 27th meeting between the Ravens and the Bengals. Bengals with the football at the 37-yard line. The handoff to Benson with running room. And Benson breaking one big. Ed Reed with the ankle tackle, but it's a gain of 9 on the play. The Bengals are 23-1 under Marvin Lewis in games in which a rusher carries 25 times or more. So far, Benson 8 carries, 24 yards. First down and 10. Palmer stepping up to the sideline. Caught. Chris Henry. And he makes the grab at the 33. What a throw and what a catch. A gain of 20. But there is a flag.
Holding. Number 64 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Kyle Cook, the center.
Well, I was about to mention what great protection Carson Palmer had, and now we know why. I'll tell you what, though. That throw was way in the air. It was halfway to the receiver before the receiver turned down. You see Chris Henry running down the sidelines, and he wasn't even ready for it. Watch, here's the hold right in here. And you can see there he's got his hands wrapped around. Yeah, no question. It's an easy call right in front of the umpire, and you see how far the ball was down the field before Henry even turned around.
First down and 20 at the 37. Palmer, quick handoff. Benson pops it outside, tries to get around the corner, but look at the pursuit. Ed Reed, no gain on the play. Chris Carr there as well.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and the rest of this defense just seems so anticipatory in the run game. They almost, it's like their head is in the huddle. They see these run plays happen so fast, and every guy on the defense really has a handle on what the offense is doing in the run game. Now, they've had their problems in the pass game, but Ed Reed in the run game is as good as any safety in the NFL.
2004 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time Pro Bowler. Second and 20 at the 37. Palmer underneath. Ochocinco with the catch. Trying to get some room, and he goes down at the 45. How about Haloti Ngata? He's 345 pounds, and somehow he managed to track down Ochocinco. Third down and 12 at the 45. Palmer. Picked up Reed! And Reed! Touchdown, Baltimore! That's the 45th career interception for Ed Reed, the most in the NFL since he entered the league in 2002. He has 13 returns for touchdowns in his career, 48 yards.
We said it in the open, Gus, forget the yards that the Ravens give up in the passing game. They're all about plays. Ed Reed never stops moving before the snap. He anticipates it. He knows where Chad Johnson is. He knows his safety counterpart, Landry, is going to blitz, so he comes over to cover and picks it off. Carson Palmer never saw him.
Officially a 52-yard interception, returned for a touchdown. Big play for Ed Reed, giving Baltimore a 7-0 lead with the interception, returned for a touchdown. Andre Caldwell is back deep for Cincinnati, standing at his own goal line. And he'll get a chance to return it. From the 1. Slips down to the 15. 7-0 Baltimore. And this Cincinnati team hurting themselves, Steve.
No question, he missed the field goal. That takes 3 points away from you. Your quarterback throws a pick for an interception, gives them 7. That's 10 points that the Cincinnati Bengals gave the Ravens because of 2 mistakes.
First down and 10 of the 16 for Carson Palmer. Cedric Benson in the backfield with him. Coles in motion. Here's Benson with some more running room as he crosses the 20, gets up to the 23.
Gus, a minute ago. You see, this is DeJuan Landry's going to come out and blitz. Ed Reed's going to move over because he knows this is Chad Johnson, and he's going to need some help. So when Chad Johnson comes up, Ed Reed just continues to run, watches Carson Palmer, and just breaks on the ball. Touchdown, and that's anticipation and knowing of who you have to help on a defense, and Ed Reed makes a touchdown out of it.
2nd down and 3 at the 23. Play fake, Palmer rolls out, fires, almost picked off again. Wow. Palmer had some pressure. Fabian Washington covering. 3rd down and 3 at the 23 for Cincinnati. Ray Lewis and Reed, 2 surefire Hall of Fame players. Palmer, pumping. Palmer throws it up top for Henry. It's caught down the sideline. Breakaway speed. Henry down at the 5. Chris Henry caught that with one hand, and the flag is at midfield.
They threw it right at where he was trying to get open and get separation away from Dominique Foxworth. And we'll have to wait and see. And the officials are waving him down. This one's going to stand. 74-yard play, Gus, all the way down inside the 5.
Pass interference, number 24 in the defense. That penalty's declined. 1st down.
Dominique Foxworth, the 5th-year player out of Maryland.
I don't care how good your defense is, Gus. When your quarterback gives the pump fake and then buys some extra time, all bets are off. It is almost impossible for defensive backs in this league.
Wow, what a catch.
Wow. To stay with guys that long. It's impossible.
1st down and goal at the 4. Henry, the X factor on this Bengals team. Play fake. Palmer looking in the end zone. Palmer scrambling. Fires. Incomplete. Jeremy Johnson, the fullback, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and this is the ball that probably could have been caught. Carson Palmer does a nice job here as the play fake comes out, finds his guys, looks back to the backside, gives another pump fake, stays alive, and then flicks it out, and this is the ball that can be caught.
Versus the Ravens, you see the Bengals have struggled in the last 13 quarters. 2nd down and goal at the 4. After the 74-yard catch by Chris Henry. Vincent in the backfield. Palmer calls a timeout. 2nd down and goal from the 4. Palmer in the shotgun. Ravens showing blitz. Here's the audible. Vincent swaps sides. Palmer with time. Dancing. Moving. Looking. And he dumps it. Wise decision. Trevor Price giving chase. He's got some words for Carson. Young fella was almost there.
It's great. The Ravens fake the blitz. They only bring 3 guys, and everybody else drops back into the end zone. You saw before the snap, the Ravens dancing around, looked like 6 guys were going to rush Carson Palmer. It ended up only being 3, and that's what the problem was.
3rd down and goal at the 4. Brian Leonard, number 40, is checked in. He's a versatile player, both running and receiving. Palmer slow, in trouble, and he's sacked. Ray Lewis, Jarrett Johnson get to him. And the Bengals will hope for a field goal. A loss of 10.
Well, they fooled them. They had exactly almost the same look a moment ago. This time they bring everybody. Ray Lewis and, of course, as you said it, Gus, Jarrett Johnson get right through. Palmer never sees Johnson until he's right there. He has no chance to avoid, and Ray Lewis, of course, is always right there.
Graham in to attempt a 32-yarder. He missed a 32-yarder by virtue of a bad snap by St. Louis. Good snap this time. It's up and good. 7-3. Baltimore leading Cincinnati in front of 71,000 at M&T Bank Stadium. Warm and sunny day. Graham will send it away. As you take a look at the scoring summary, 7 plays, 70 yards. Shane Graham with a 32-yard field goal. He's 1 for 2. So Graham kicks it deep. But Darius Webb will take a knee in the end zone.
Gus, one of the things we were talking about in the break, the Bengals can look at themselves and say we gave up the missed field goal we didn't get, and also we threw a touchdown interception. Well, Joe Flacco threw an interception in the end zone of the Bengals that cost them some points too. So mistakes are really going to be a factor today, and which team makes the fewest is going to be the difference.
First down and 10 to the 20. McLean, Rice in the backfield. Here's Rice bringing it back. And Ray Rice cross forward to the 25, picks up 5. Stopped on the play by Ray Maualuga. Ray Rice, such an impressive young player. 11 carries, 103 yards last week against New England, including a 50-yard run. He also had 5 catches for 49 yards.
And there's no doubt he's the #1 guy now over Willis McGahee.
You haven't heard from Willis thus far. Rice again. And Rice, fortunately, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play, depending on the spot. Willis McGahee has 7 touchdowns on the season, 5 rushing, 2 receiving. He's usually the back that comes in when they get inside the red zone, but they haven't called his number 1 time thus far.
No, he's a good short yardage back, which is why he gets some rushing touchdowns when they get down close to the goal line. But Ray Rice is the guy most of the time because he's more versatile.
It's 3rd down and 4 at the 26. They need to go to the 30 for a first down. Flacco out of the gun. Draw play. Rice won't get there. So some conservative play calling by the Ravens on that trip. Antoine Odom, Pat Sims combining on the tackle.
And what happens is it's just good discipline down inside by the Miami defense, or by the New England, oh my goodness, by the Cincinnati defense. You get Pat Sims, you get Jonathan Fanene in there, and they stay in their rush lanes so that they don't give any lanes to Ray Rice on the draw play. Great discipline up front by the Bengals.
Cook running inside his own 15. And this is Quan Cosby over to the sideline. And that ball goes out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Beautiful shot of the Inner Harbor here in downtown Baltimore. Empty right now. That's because everybody in the Charm City watching the Ravens take on the Bengals. Cincinnati with the football at the 40. First down. Benson looking, and he is stacked up by Jarrett Johnson. 2nd down and 9 to the 41. Benson with a huge hole over the right side, and he goes down the sideline and gets to the 40-yard line. Fabian Washington makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 15 yards.
You know, we spoke to Marvin Lewis, Gus, yesterday, and he said one of the things we want to do is get some explosive plays, and that people always equate that to long bombs, but really in the running game, explosive plays are anything over 15 yards. This is a nice run, lots of room, well blocked up front, and Cedric Benson, who's a physical back, really knows how to finish. That's a big play for the Bengal offense.
18 carries, 74 yards against Cleveland last week. 12 carries, 47, make it 13 carries now for Cedric Benson as he gets to the 40, pickup of 4 yards. The goal for the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line for Cedric Benson to break the record and rush for 1,500 yards. According to this offensive line, they're talented, they have chemistry with a lot to prove.
And as you said early on, Gus, Cedric Benson told us this time last year, I was at the house, just watching TV. What a change, what a difference a year makes. Even Marvin Lewis shakes his head over the change.
But when he did come in to play for Cincinnati, he had 3 100-yard games. 2nd and 6 at the 40. Benson again. And Benson tackled by Suggs, a gain of 2. Benson, his best game this season, 29 carries, 141 yards at Green Bay, which tied for the NFL high this year.
And you always hear about teams who run the football a lot. You know, the teams that have a lot of rushing attempts win games. That's really not something, you know, you don't think about it like, let's run the ball so we'll win. It's really a symptom of an offense that's playing extremely well when you get a lot of rushing attempts.
3rd down and 4 at the 38. Bengals are 3 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Brian Leonard comes in on 3rd down. He's got nice hands. Palmer out of the gun. Palmer looking. Fires! Oh, and complete. Daniel Colts had a touchdown.
He certainly did, Gus.
And Palmer is looking at it.
You gotta make this catch. Carson Palmer steps up in the pocket, waits until the last possible moment as Suggs closes in on him, and you can't put it any better than that.
Brings on Kevin Huber, who will punt from the 47. He pops this one high in the air. And Ed Reed fields it.
Cincinnati Bengals have been plagued by injuries to their tight end. Dan Coates getting his opportunity because of that. And right there, having the opportunity laid right in his lap by Carson Palmer, and it went right through his fingers.
Fast-paced first half. 5:28 to go in the second. First down and 10. Willis McGahee is checked in. They fake the reverse. Flacco sets up a screen. McGahee looking. And McGahee gets to the 15-yard line. Gain of a couple. Pat Sims there to make the tackle. Pat Sims starting today for Tank Johnson. Tank Johnson, former Cowboy, came over as a free agent. Also a former Bear, has a foot injury. So Pat Sims in his second year gets the start. There's number 90, having a fine start to his season. Second down and 6. And Ray Maualuga meeting Willis McGahee in the backfield. Very impressive young man we had a chance to speak to yesterday. Second round pick. He was disappointed that he didn't go in the first round, but he's proving a lot of people wrong.
And him, like a lot of these other Bengal players, really feeling like they're in the right spot. You know, Marvin Lewis kind of labeled this defense as a lot of cast-offs. They have some guys who have had problems other places, a lot of guys who are free agents that nobody else signed. Now they're coming together and feeling really good about themselves.
Third down and 8 at the 15. Ray Rice, the receiver at the bottom of your screen, over the middle. Todd Heap with the catch. And it's a first down to the 25. Gain of 10. Jonathan Joseph with the stop, but Heap holding on to the football in heavy traffic.
This looks like, to me, a blown coverage. You got two guys coming off the ball. That's both Mason and Heap, and it takes a long time for the Bengals to get to them. They blitzed behind the defensive front, which left those guys uncovered, but the safeties have to know that that's coming. They've got to come up and cover those guys for the quick throw.
Heap, 3 catches, 22 yards. Flacco. Pump fake. Flacco dropped at the 20. And it looks like it was Antoine Odom that basically just smacked him in the chest. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and Fanene got a hand in there as well. It looked like Flacco got tripped by Michael Orr backing up into him. Antoine Odom pushing Michael Orr back into the backfield.
No, you're right.
And Joe Flacco just got his feet taken out. Fanene will get the sack, but that's a nice job by Antoine Odom collapsing the pocket on the right tackle, Michael Orr, who moved to left tackle for today's game.
Loss of 5. Second down, 15 to the 21, near side. Ball caught by Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton lost it. No flags, no whistles, touchdown. Ndukwe.
No call by the official. You saw what happened, Gus. The Bengals saw the tackle on Clayton, and then they started to get agitated like something came loose really late, and the officials saw it too. You can always tell by the reaction of the players if the ball pops out. Watch as Clayton gets this, and it's a great play, as you said, by Ndukwe, and the ball comes loose. Now, he should be down right there because he's laying across Clayton. Even if it is a fumble and he recovered it, he's laying across the Raven, which will down him. But that ball is out. Is the ball out, or is his knee down? You see there, as soon as Ndukwe grabs it, he's laying across Clayton. He'll be down there no matter what. But does this ball come out? Oh, I don't think so. I think his knee is down before the ball pops loose. And we'll get a challenge to this, I'm sure. What a great play, though, by Ndukwe. Split the two blockers in front of Clayton and made the play and forced the fumble, or what was called a fumble at the moment. Oh, man.
That's a close one. Now, the ruling on the field is...
The ruling on the field is a fumble. So unless there's indisputable evidence...
is challenging the ruling on the field of the runner being down by contact.
A moment ago, you saw the play that we said had been ruled as a fumble. It was actually ruled down by contact. That was Marvin Lewis, who called for the challenge to say that the ball was out before Clayton was down. Now, the official lets this play progress to the end zone, but they called it down after a conference that he was down right here. We'll see. Marvin Lewis thinks the ball is out there, but his knee is down as well. So this will be down by contact. The Ravens still have the football if this is not a fumble. And I think that, boy, I think the ball is coming out. But that may not be indisputable evidence. Right now, the officials have given the Ravens the football because they called down by contact. Now, the play continued into the end zone, and they gave him the touchdown signal. Then they came back, had a conference, and gave the ball back to the Ravens, and Marvin Lewis challenged the play.
Let's hear the decision.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Cincinnati is charged with timeout.
So what looked to be, Gus, a huge play for the Bengals actually turns into a gain by the Baltimore Ravens. And you couldn't have had a better replay than the one we had, and it was just too close to call.
He went down to the 25-yard line. And the ball right now is spotted at the 20.
And the officials did it right, Gus. They let the play continue and then let replays sort it out. And that's the right way to do it. And when it's that close, how can you do it any other way and be correct at the end?
So the Ravens have it. 3rd down and 16 from the 20. And some movement. The ball should be on the 25-yard line, right at the ribbon, as opposed to being spotted at the 20.
Yeah, I think the officials have misspotted the ball after that play with Clayton. That way, they just watch as it comes down. This is where he's down right here, and it's hard to miss, right on the Breast Cancer Awareness Month banner on the field. Now look, as we come back, now the ball's down. That's where they call him down by contact. Now, as you come back to live action, look where the ball is spotted.
Infraction, number 98 in the defense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now they got a 5-yard penalty from the 20, and it should be out here to begin with. So really, the Ravens should have a 3rd and 5 rather than a 3rd and 10. They misspotted the ball on that last play after the review.
3rd down and 10 at the 25. Flacco to the sideline, incomplete. And Baltimore will have to send it away.
This is Antoine Odom, leads the league in sacks, going against Michael Orr, moved over from right tackle to left tackle today, gets his hand up, but does a nice job pushing Odom past Joe Flacco. It's hard, Gus, to go from right-handed to left-handed.
Sam Cook standing at his own 10-yard line. Quan Cosby at the 30. Cosby averaging 14 yards per punt return. Cook gets off a beauty. Cosby backpedal, starts from his own 15. Weaving his way up, spins and goes down at the 31. What a run. A 60-yard punt, a 15-yard return. Dannell Ellerbe with the tackle on special teams.
Gus, that was a sensational return of 15 yards. That's what makes a great returner great. He caught that ball and didn't move 5 yards right or left and still made 3 or 4 guys miss. What a great, great job by Cosby.
So with 2:32 remaining in the first half, Cincinnati has one timeout left, plus the 2-minute warning coming. They're a team that can move the football from the 20 to the 20 quickly. They'll start from their own 30. Benson breaks it back. And Benson taken down at the 34. That's a 4-yard gain. Ray Lewis with the tackle. But Benson, 15 carries, 57 yards against the Ravens in the first half. Cincinnati determined to run the football to set up the pass. Second down and 6. Here comes the blitz. Palmer, somebody's open. Dumps it off. Benson underneath. Benson diving forward and gets to the 45. Cedric Benson, 17 touches and 31 Cincinnati plays. He's been all over the field, rushing for 58 yards. Bengals at the 46-yard line, first down and 10. Ryan Leonard has come in. Carson Palmer, screen to Leonard, down the sideline, hurtling, and Leonard gets to the 45. Leonard in his 3rd year out of Rutgers, a teammate of Ray Rice. Nice piece of work here.
And this is nice. Now he makes a choice. He can either go out of bounds, stop the clock, or get the first down. He chooses the first down. Nice play. There's really no hurry here for the Bengals.
Bengals with one timeout left. First down at the 44 of the Ravens. Palmer stepping up, throws on the run. Ochocinco, he lost it. Loose. The Ravens have it. Dominique Foxworth. But somebody punched that ball out from behind.
I think it was Ed Reed coming up behind him. Watch as he comes across, being guarded by Washington, lets him go, zones him off. And you're right, it's Ed Reed who comes in and just punches it out. Heads up play by the All-Pro. That's why you go to the Hall of Fame, Gus. It's never over if you keep playing hard.
He is a monster player, Ed Reed. Second turnover for the Bengals. Reed with an interception, also a forced fumble. And the Ravens take over, first down at the 16. Here's a draw play. Ray Rice. And Rice goes down to the 28. 12-yard gain, and Dukeway, the safety, with the tackle.
Yeah, for right now, Gus, the Bengals are perfectly happy with the Ravens letting the run game go. With a minute and counting, they'll let them run the ball. They don't want them to break off 10 or 12 yards a pop, but they don't want them to move the football down into scoring position.
First down, Flacco, the throw, sideline, caught. Mark Clayton held on this time in front of Joseph, and he gains 15. But more importantly, the clock stops with 43 seconds to play. Baltimore with a timeout left. First down and 10 at the 43. Flacco, pump fake, over the middle, Todd Heap. And the Ravens are getting close to field goal territory as Heap gains 8. Where do they need to go for Hushka to be in range?
As the Ravens will take their last time out right here. They need to get to the 30-yard line, but Gus, if there's no time on the clock, they'll try a 60-yarder or a 55-yarder, even if they can't get it. But I think anything between 50 and 55 yards, that means the 33 or 34-yard line of the Bengals is the absolute limit.
Kelly Washington has checked in. He's the slot receiver at the bottom, in motion now. He's been a go-to guy for Flacco. Flacco stepping, looking, in trouble, and he's sacked. Dhani Jones gets him. Ravens got to get to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball. 20 seconds and counting.
They're going to try and run a play because it's third down. They need to get the first.
Flacco sets up a screen. Ray Rice down the sideline, and he won't get it with 6 seconds to play.
Wow, great job. You can't put a price on how big that sack was by Dhani Jones. And this is a play called just off the cuff. Little screen pass to Ray Rice, trying to get the first down. Well defended by the Bengals. They don't care if he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 6 seconds left. Really. Now the Ravens are going to punt it away, and the crowd doesn't like it, but it's probably the right play, Gus, with 6 seconds left. That play by Dhani Jones, that's a point getter right there, Gus. It takes a huge opportunity away from the Ravens.
And Cincinnati will call a timeout. Dhani Jones, veteran on this team. As you take a look at the story on the sacks for the Bengals. And now they're into this game with 12.
And now the Ravens appear to change their minds, sending the offense and Joe Flacco back onto the field to try probably a Hail Mary. You just throw it down into the end zone, see if you can make a play.
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, he was upset after fumbling that ball away on the last opportunity, going inside 2 minutes. And he's a proud guy. He takes great pride. He prepares hard, works hard, and it means a lot to him to play well for his team and to make plays for them. And when he doesn't, he takes it personal, and he does blame himself. And that was a great play by Ed Reed. So he can take some heart in that, but you can bet in the second half, Ocho Cinco wants another chance to make a play.
5 catches, 75 yards for Chad in the first half. Flacco sets up in the shotgun. We'll just let this one fly. With time. Down the field. It's in the end zone. Out of bounds. And that is the end of the first half. The rookie out of Nicholls State is back deep. Graham sends it away. Webb coming up. And he'll start from inside his 10. And get up to the 30-yard line. A 19-yard return. So that brings out Joe Flacco. 10 of 14 in the first half, 70 yards. He was sacked twice and intercepted once. Now there is some movement on that offensive line. If you weren't with us at the top of the broadcast, Jared Gaither injured his neck last week against New England. He's inactive today, so Michael Orr, their talented rookie out of Ole Miss, moves to left tackle. Marshall Yanda moves to right tackle. He's in his 3rd year out of Iowa. First down, far side, incomplete. Intended for McLean.
Yeah, Antoine Odom got his hands up. Joe Flacco couldn't get it over. It was a quick pass. Michael Orr tried to get down at the feet of Antoine Odom to get his hands down to knock him away, but he didn't. Odom disciplined, kept his feet alive, and got his hands up in the throwing lane, knocked that ball and caused the incompletion. And I think, you know, it's always interesting to see what kind of adjustments a team makes coming out of halftime, and the Ravens have obviously made some.
2nd and 10 at the 30. Here's the pitch. Ray Rice running left, and Rice gets to the 35, running behind Michael Orr. A gain of 5. Dhani Jones with the tackle. And we would like to pass along our condolences to defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer. Coach Zimmer lost his wife Vicky this week. She was 50 years old. And it's been a very difficult thing for the entire Bengals organization. Coach Zimmer made the trip with the team Saturday morning, bringing his children along with his father. And coaching here today. Ray Rice dives forward and gets the first down. So Mike Zimmer had the option to stay at home and deal with his family and the grief after coming home and finding that his wife Vicky had passed away.
Well, and he said that's what she would have wanted him to do. And this is his wife Vicky, a lady who, you know, made cookies for the defensive side of the ball for their meetings. And, you know, you don't marry a coach who gets to the NFL without knowing what goes on in those meetings and have a big understanding. And she was in it with him the whole time, and she'll be missed by the Bengals organization.
And it's inspired their team to win this game for their coach. He got decked. Wow. Jonathan Joseph laid it on him, and he pops up.
Jonathan Joseph did the exact right thing, turned to the side, didn't hit him with his helmet, hit him with his shoulder, and you could see it coming. You didn't know if he was going to get his head around in time to defend himself. He just got a chance to flinch. Woo. And if you're wondering, yeah, that hurts.
2nd down and 8 at the 42. Handoff. Ray Rice, and he stopped by Chinadum and Dukwe, a 2-yard gain.
The ball came loose late, but there's no fumble. And this, this Bengal defense that we've been talking about, Gus, they've got a lot of guys out there that are hiding around draft picks, guys that were cast off, guys that have reinvented themselves. Marvin Lewis was telling them, you guys, nobody wanted you, and here you are. And they've kind of used that as a rallying point. And I'll tell you what, they are rallying big time the entire first month of the season. This defense is completely different than it was just a year ago.
3rd down and 6 at the 44. They need to get to midfield. Flacco in the shotgun. Here come the Bengals over the middle. Broken up at the last moment. Terrific looking defensive play by Morgan Trent, a rookie out of Michigan.
Oh, that was textbook, Gus. Watch Trent come across the bottom of your screen. His left arm is up in the air, away from the defender, reaches in, away from the receiver. Clayton coming in and just does it just like that. That's exactly how you teach it.
Juan Cosby back deep. Angled toward the near side. Lets it go over his head, and it goes out of bounds. What a punt by Sam Cook. 7-3. Ravens. 12:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Bengals huddling up in their end zone, and they'll start from the 6. Johnson and Benson in the backfield. Here's Benson skipping. And the Bengals have yet to play a game that was not hotly contested until inside the last minute of play. And Marvin Lewis told us, we've learned not to flinch.
That's exactly right. And you talk about a team that's got it going on. They're learning to have a little bit of heart in these games. Last year and years past, it looked like they kind of wilted in tough games. Not so in 2009.
They've withstood the miscues in the first half. 2nd down and 8. Benson again. And Benson roughed up, no gain. Brings up 3rd and 8. Nada.
And you look
First
back,
man to him.
We don't know how this game's going to come out, but this first series of the second half, the Bengals are forced to go a little conservative, just running Benson, trying to get some room. And I'll tell you what, there's some traffic in there.
3rd down and 8 at the 8. They need to go to the 16 for 1st down. Chris Henry in the game at the bottom of your screen. Caldwell is the slot receiver at the bottom. Brian Leonard is checked in, number 40 in the backfield. Ravens showing blitz. And that time the Bengals flinched.
And that's a delay of game. They took too long to get the play off.
Delay of game, offense. After this is a goal, still 3rd down.
That's 3 times the crowd in this stadium has helped out. It's all about communication, Gus. You know they're trying to change the snap count up. The crowd's making it difficult for them to communicate. And in trying to keep the Raven defense off balance, they're trying to do too much with too little time.
Watch Chris Henry at the bottom. He came up with a 74-yard catch in the first half. Palmer inside. Leonard with running room, but he will not pick up the 1st down. The land shark tracking him down. Ray Lewis, a gain of 8.
That's why field position is so key, Gus, because you get in there and out on the field on a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, you don't have any problem backing up, throwing the football down, but not when you're backed up in your own end. That's 3 straight handoffs. The Ravens were ready for them, and now they get the football back.
Huber in his own end zone. No snap. Line drive. Chris Carr to the sideline from the 35. They run the reverse. Ladarius Webb And Cincinnati ready for it. Ravens take over at their own 34. 7-3. Are you surprised that we're watching such a low-scoring game?
Well, when you look at the two quarterbacks, you would be, but I'll tell you what, this is two teams. These are two teams that really know each other and are playing well. It's tough. The offensive touchdowns are going to be hard to come by.
Inside handoff, McClain. Malaluga grabbing him, wrestling him to the ground after a 4-yard pickup. And Malaluga of Samoan descent, another great linebacker. Wow, what a tackle. Chris Crocker rocked him.
You know, watch Joe Flacco. He had to get rid of this very quickly because of the pressure on him. He's going to take a shot. You'll see that they come free, and that's Dhani Jones coming through, pulls him down, lets him go. He wasn't looking for the flag, I don't think.
Not like Tom Brady was last week.
Not like Tom Brady.
Jeez. 3rd down and 5 at the 39. Flacco with Ray Rice in the backfield. Flacco to the sideline. Nice catch by Rice. Did he get there? It'll depend on the spot.
The crowd would kind of like him to go for it. I agree. Just punt it away.
Cook has been punting well. Pinned the Bengals back deep the last time he was out on the field. Cosby at the 13. Nice snap. Another good punt. Cosby backpedaling from the 5. And he gets up to the 15. Welcome back, 7-3. Bengals take over at their own 16. Two high-flying offenses have been grounded today. We've seen excellent defensive work from both teams. 1st down. Johnson looking the blitz. Palmer over the middle. Caught by Ocho Cinco. Dives forward and gets to the 25 in front of Fabian Washington. And that is a 9-yard gain. Now, very interesting. The Ravens offense ranks 3rd in the NFL, averaging 413 yards a game. But this Bengals defense doing a terrific job limiting the Ravens to 137 total yards.
And the Bengals, if they win or lose this game, if they don't win this game, they can point the finger at themselves in the mirror. It is their mistakes that have been the difference.
6 penalties, 34 yards, 2nd and 6. Benson, Jared Johnson just collars him and takes him down at the 22, a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Bengals are persistent with this run game. We've seen Carson Palmer and Chad Ochocinco be extremely productive today, and yet the Bengals aren't going to the well too often. They wait until they need it and then try and pull it out. They've been very good on 3rd down to this point. We'll see if they can keep it going now on a 3rd and 4.
3 of 8 on 3rd down possessions, but they're 1 of their last 6 from the 22. Palmer looking over the middle, caught at the 35. 1st down. How about that? Andre Caldwell with a 13-yard gain. Landry with the tackle. And according to Palmer, Caldwell has a chance down the road to be the next T.J. Hushmanzada.
Well, Palmer spent some time with Caldwell in the offseason, told him, said, listen, you're coming with me. And they went off together, and they just spent time throwing the football back and forth, running routes, and it's starting to pay off. You can see he's been very productive, and that's the reason. It's hard work in the offseason.
First catch of the day, 1st down and 10 to the 35. Benson met in the backfield, still running. And he gets to the 36, a 1-yard gain. And that's what you like about Cedric Benson. He's the kind of running back, just like Rudy Johnson was, that always manages to fall forward.
Yeah, and you see something you don't see from a Raven defense very much. 3 or 4 guys missed him. The Ravens defense has been so good over the years because the first guy to the football makes the tackle. Today, maybe it's the 2nd or 3rd guy that's finally bringing Cedric Benson to the ground, and it's made a difference for the Bengals.
2nd down and 9 at the 36. Palmer has hit 6 in a row. Underneath, make it 7. And it's Coates make that J.P. Fashi with the reception. A 6-yard pickup. Fabian Washington brings him down.
And I just think if Carson Palmer drops back, and with these little short routes like this, certainly it's going to be easier to protect him. But when he's been unharried in the backfield, he is deadly with that ball. He puts it wherever he wants, right on the money. And if they don't get pressure on him, this ball is going to move on down the field for a touchdown.
3rd down and 3. Palmer. Flag on the play. Palmer hit.
And that's going to be an illegal procedure penalty on the Bengals. I saw the head linesman coming in giving that signal. We'll see.
False start. Number 77 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Andrew Whitworth.
See, and you think about that, the Ravens wish that play would have gone ahead and counted. Then it'd be 4th down and 8. Now it's 3rd down and 8. And the Bengals have got another chance. And Carson Palmer, just moving the football out of their own end. The Ravens would rather be off the field defensively rather than give them another 3rd down.
Ocho Cinco and Caldwell, the receivers at the bottom of your screen. Caldwell on the outside. Brian Leonard is checked in. Standing next to Palmer. Palmer dropping. Palmer in trouble. Palmer sacked! Landry, the strong safety, held on. 2nd sack of the day, but there is a flag. A holding penalty coming up.
Wow, that's huge.
Illegal contact. Number 24 of the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Wow, Dominique Foxworth.
That's enormous. That's enormous, Gus. You see that right in the middle of your screen. Foxworth, Chad Johnson does the out and up, and then Foxworth pushes him out. You can't do that. And that, you got to think, does that make a difference in the play? I don't think so. Palmer wasn't looking at Chad Johnson when that play, but that still counts.
1st down and 10 at the 42. Benson slicing, keeps his balance, stumbles all the way to the 40. Ed Reed managed to stop him, but Cedric Benson gained 17 yards.
And we said it in the first half, big plays don't always come in the passing game. Cedric Benson getting through the crease, well blocked up front. The Bengals running that zone blocking scheme where the offensive linemen take a step or two sideways together and then just move up and stay on a guy, let the back be patient, pick his spot, and Cedric Benson picked the right spot on that run.
1st down and 10 at the 41. The handoff this time to Bernard Scott, who got some valuable playing time last week. He's a rookie out of Abilene Christian. 9 carries, 42 yards on the season. Gains 4 there. 2nd down and 6 at the 38. Palmer finding a rhythm over the middle. Caught Ocho Cinco. And he's tackled hard by Ed Reed at the 30. But Chad Johnson having a huge game. Ocho Cinco, huge game. Gains 10 there.
And you can see, Gus, when Ocho Cinco gets up after this play, he's still stewing about the fumble Ed Reed caused in the first half. He's got a chip on his shoulder in the second half here.
Ocho Cinco, 7 catches, 94 yards. 1st down to the Ravens 28. Benson looking, spinning, watch out! Benson, sprinter speed, touchdown Cincy! 28 yards! And the Bengals fight back. Cedric Benson gives Cincinnati a 9-7 lead. 21 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown.
For all the problems, all the mistakes the Bengals have made, they have taken the lead in the 3rd quarter. What an outstanding performance by Cedric Benson today against a stout Raven defense.
And listen to this. Coming into this game, the Ravens defense hold the NFL's longest current streak of not. Oh! Another bad snap. Picked up.
That's over.
There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, once the play is touched by a Raven, the play is over. It's a missed try, but there is a penalty right back at the line of scrimmage, and that was as bad a snap as you will ever see an NFL long snapper make.
Illegal formation. Defense, number 90. Lined up, head over in the center. That's half the distance to the goal. Retry.
I'll tell you what, Gus.
Things have gone from bad to worse for Brad St. Louis. It's safe to say that he may be looking for a job on Monday.
Well, look at it. I mean, that's not even close. And here's the thing. Shane Graham gets lit up. He's not right. That hurt. It took him a while to gather himself and get back on his feet. Now he's got to kick this extra point. And I'll tell you what, Gus, I'm telling you right now, Brad St. Louis has been snapping for a long, long time, and right now he can't remember what it feels like to make a good snap. His muscle memory is gone.
Good one there. Up in. Good. 9 plays, 83 yards, 6-19. The Bengals hold the ball. Welcome back. 10-7. Cincinnati taking the lead with 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. Darius Webb is back deep for Baltimore. And Webb from the goal line. Webb with the seam. Webb! Oh, he goes down at the 44. Rice. And a flag on the play as Rice crosses the 45.
Holding number 86 in the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's Todd Heap, the tight end.
Right here. And they came in late. He's working.
Frosty Rucker.
Yeah.
So a first down and 20 with John Harbaugh's offense, who struggled today. Only 137 total yards. Cincinnati with 331 total yards. Rice again. And Rice tackled by Robert Gathers, 3-yard gain. What's going on with this Ravens offense? Some very conservative play calling.
Yeah, and I think it's a nod, too, to the pressure that the Bengals are getting on them, and also some of the problems they've had getting open in the secondary.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Cincinnati 10, Baltimore 7. Will return after this message. Start of the fourth quarter. 10-7 Cincinnati on top of Baltimore. Ravens with the football, second down and 17. Derek Mason has not caught a ball today. He lines up at wide receiver at the top of your screen. Flacco. Todd Heap makes the catch and gets out of bounds at the 40. Nicely done. But only a gain of 4.
When you talk about the difference today in the Baltimore offense, and it's really noticeable. You think about the year that Joe Flacco's been having as Todd Heap makes this catch twice, gets out of bounds. This is an offense that's put up big numbers. I'm talking about historic franchise numbers early in this season, and yet look like this today and really struggling.
Third down, 13. Flacco over the middle, Rice. Rice trying to get that first down and will not. He crossed midfield, but they needed to go to the Cincinnati 47. Chris Crocker with the tackle, a 10-yard gain. And here comes the punt team.
As we mentioned in the front at the beginning of the show, Antoine Odom tied for the league lead in sacks. Michael Orr, the rookie at Ole Miss, doing a nice job at left tackle, keeping Antoine Odom away from Joe Flacco.
Cook at 36 pops this one high in the air. Cosby's signaling for the fair catch. He dropped it, but covers it up at the 25. A 25-yard punt. 10-7 Cincinnati. Carson Palmer coming back into the game. He has his left wrist taped up. He's now put a glove on that left wrist. May have had it stepped on the last time he was on the field. First down at 10 at the 24. Palmer handing it off.
With the wrong hand.
With the wrong hand. Ray Lewis with the tackle. Let's see what might have happened, Steve.
Well, it happened on that sack. Landry comes in, and watch, he'll put his hand down to brace himself. It might have happened here. His thumb might have got hyperextended, but then watch. Bang, gets stepped on right there by Price coming through. We don't know exactly when it happened, but we do know this. If he's handing off with the wrong hand in the backfield, it's a factor.
He's in some pain. 2nd and 5 at the 29. Ball security important now. Handoff. Benson once again. Palmer handing off with his throwing hand.
Yeah, and anytime you hand off, the quarterback uses both hands. He'll hand off. He should hand off with the ball on the same side. You see there, he's doing it like a backhanded. He should do that with the hand with the glove on it when the back's coming through that way. And I'm telling you, it's an issue. It's a ball security issue, and it's really difficult to do, particularly when you've been practicing it thousands and thousands of times the other way.
Let's see what happens when he has to throw it. 3rd down and 1 at the 33. Benson. I don't know. It'll be close.
I think they're going to give it to him.
Nada with the tackle. And they give him the first down. You're right, Steve.
Yeah, and he kind of wriggled in. And this is when he hands it off naturally. Benson goes in, and that's a good call. That's a good get. That's a good spot, too. And they got enough for the first down. A short yardage, Gus, is so crucial. It is a game of inches. And you get a back in there who, you know, you want to just stuff it up in there. But when you're patient and you look for a little crease, that's the difference between getting it and not getting it.
First down at the 35. Clock continues to run. Benson again. So very interesting. Ray Lewis and Suggs combine on the tackle. The Ravens defense came into this game owners of the NFL's longest current streak of not allowing a 100-yard rusher, not permitting a back to hit the century mark in 39 straight games. That's been destroyed today. Cedric Benson, 25 carries, 122 yards and a touchdown.
Almost 5 yards a carry, Gus.
Caldwell in motion. Bengals are 23-1 under Marvin Lewis when they run the ball 25 times or more. And this time, Landry makes sure that the Bengals running game goes nowhere. So it will bring up a 3rd down and 10.
You see there, Carson Palmer still handing the ball off, with the wrong hand. Benson looking for a spot. And I'll tell you guys, in position plays like this, even for the Bengals, they'd love to get the first down. But the crucial thing is this. The Bengals, no matter what, want to end this play with the ball in their possession. The only thing that's bad is if they turn it over.
Palmer will throw it. Palmer down the sideline for Henry. Incomplete. And the Bengals are forced to punt.
And Gus, that's not the worst thing in the world if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. And Palmer seems to let his thumb's not bothering him on his throwing hand, that's for sure. And I thought Chris Henry's going to come down with it. No call, no interference.
Chris Carr from the 28. And he gets to the 31.
Well, there should have been a flag.
Flacco, short drop. Far side caught. Clayton breaks a tackle. Down the sideline and out of bounds. Beautifully done by Mark Clayton. And Dukeway trips him up after a 23-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's the first spark we've seen from the Raven offense this half, and it's a missed tackle. And allows him to get up the field, and that's, I guess we say it every week, missed tackles are the things that make great defenses bad defenses, and making good tackles are what make bad defenses good defenses.
First down at the 46. Play fake. Flacco looks backside, pumps. over the middle, Heat. And he's roughed up by Pat Sims. And Ray Maualuga, 3-yard gain.
That was a great defensive play. The Ravens had a screen pass on, and the Bengals didn't bite. They saw it, sniffed it out. Joe Flacco had nowhere to throw it. He did find his outlet, Todd Heap, late. But the Bengals defense really being disciplined. You can tell the preparation was there. They expected a screen pass, were ready for it, and snapped it off, and Flacco had to throw the dump off.
Flacco and company quickly to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 7 at the Bengals 43. Ray Rice breaks it back. Rice. And Ray Rice goes down inside the Bengals 35. Leon Hall with the tackle.
Nice running by Ray Rice. Offensive line caved everything down to the right side, and then Michael Orr seals off the backside. Ray Rice cuts right inside of him and gets the nice gain. Well blocked up front.
And an injured player, a Bengal.
I think that's Rucker.
Looks like Frosty Rucker, 4th-year player out of USC.
Yeah, this Bengal defense looking across the way at Joe Flacco and what this offense has to offer. I mean, it's hard not to be impressed with Joe Flacco when you watch him on film, when you watch him on person, when you prepare to play him. And today the Bengals have really risen to the challenge.
18 of 24, 121 yards, 1 interception for Flacco. He told us that having an opportunity to compete against a player the caliber of Carson Palmer is something that he does think about. 1st down and 10 at the 34. Play fake. Flacco pumping, looking, dumps it off McClain. And McClain gang tackle at the 33. Antoine Odom, Ray Maualuga with the tackle. 1-yard pickup.
Everything Joe Flacco, as you said, Gus, he's completing a high percentage of his passes, but they're all just like that. 1-yard gain, 3-yard gain. No big plays in the passing game for the Ravens.
Flacco telling us Carson Palmer, the star quarterback at USC, Heisman Trophy winner. I'm just a guy from Delaware. Of course I want to win and prove that I'm one of the best. 2nd and 9. Flacco with time. Now dances out of the pocket. A flag throws across his body. Ray Rice, and he's knocked down. We'd like to welcome those of you that have been watching Pittsburgh and Detroit. We're here in downtown Baltimore.
Personal foul, chop block. 27, the offense. 15-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
This has been a defensive battle. Cincinnati, winners of 3 in a row, with a 10-7 lead. As you take a look at the game summary, Cedric Benson has rushed for over 100 yards, the first time in almost 40 games that the Ravens have allowed a 100-yard rusher. Ed Reed picked off a pass, went over 50 for a touchdown, his 45th career interception. And Shane Graham and the Bengals field goal unit, an extra point unit, have had a nightmarish game. 2nd down and 24 at the 48. 2 top teams in the AFC North trying to stay in front of the world champion Steelers. Flacco to Rice out of the backfield. And Rice stayed on his feet. Whoa! Down the sideline. Ray Rice. Touchdown. 48 yards. What a play.
Gus, it's a missed tackle right at the point of attack. It should have been stopped for no gain at all. And there you see it. 2 guys, 3 guys, all run right by it. Brandon Johnson, the first guy there, and nobody can catch him. just keep playing, get his hand on the ground, keeps himself alive, and it's all over.
Ray Rice. (14-10). Ravens reclaim the lead on a beautiful, spectacular run by this young man, Ray Rice. Cincinnati will get it back. Andre Caldwell inside his own 5. They run the reverse. Nowhere to go. Scott can't turn the corner. Nice tackle. Carson Palmer and the Bengals start from their own 14. Palmer out of the gun. Looking. Dancing. Palmer decides to run it and gets out of bounds. Second down and 5 of the 19. Palmer hands it off. Benson and Ray Lewis knifing in and making the play. Maybe a yard on the play. Carson Palmer has a sprained left thumb.
Yeah, he's wearing
his non-throwing hand.
He's wearing a glove, and he's forced him to hand the football off in the backfield only with his right hand, and sometimes it's awkward, and it could be an issue in ball handling. If there's a turnover, a fumble in the backfield, Palmer's sprained thumb could be the reason.
Third down and 4 at the 20. Bengals are 5 of 11 on third down conversions. They need to go to the 24 for a first down. Leonard's in the game, in the backfield. Palmer in trouble, throws! Incomplete. Ray Lewis got 2 hands on the football. And if he would have brought that down, it would have been a pick 6.
Antoine Barnes comes right up the pipe. Nobody touches him, and Palmer's got to get loose, got to get rid of it. He's also, of course, right there is Dwan Edwards is in his face as well. And Ray Lewis almost comes down with the game winner right there.
Chris Carr back deep. Kevin Huber from the 5-yard line punting. And he drives this ball. Carr signaling. And it's fair caught at the 32. First down and 10 at the 32. Ray Rice cuts back. But this time the Bengals are there. As Rice gets to the 35, Antoine Odom tracks down the little guy. And for those of you that are just tuning in, the Bengals are playing with heavy hearts this afternoon. Defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer last week went home and found his wife dead, and he has traveled to Baltimore with his children as well as his father, and the team has dedicated this game to him. Ball thrown out, incomplete. Wife Vicky, very big supporter of her husband and the team. She would bake cookies and pies, and very nice person. Also spent a lot of time with Coach Lewis's wife in her suite. Very difficult day for this man.
Yeah, and it was something the entire team was obviously very well aware of. It was very much on their minds as they made the trip over here to Baltimore, and to a man they all said that, you know,
we're going to win this one for Coach.
Exactly. Mike Zimmer is a guy that we want to rally around in this game, and this defense, his side of the football, really has.
Third down and 12. They need to get off the field. Oh, Kelly Washington. Gain of 21. And Dukeway with the catch.
Joe Flacco is, most of his throws, even though he's completed a lot of them, you see what a great throw that is right down the center of the football field. That is as big a throw as he has made all day.
And Dukeway with the tackle, excuse me. So the Ravens convert on a third down and 12. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 49 of Cincinnati. Cincinnati with all 3 timeouts remaining. Baltimore with 3 timeouts. Ray Rice. And he'll lose yardage on this play.
All 4 of Cincinnati's games, as we've said, Gus, have come down to the final minute of play. Of course, last week, overtime, with 4 seconds left in overtime, they managed to beat Cleveland.
Marvin Lewis watching from the sideline. Chad Ochocinco wants another opportunity to get out on the field.
And on the other side, Cam Cameron talking it over with Joe Flacco about what they're going to call Cam Cameron. You didn't really give him a lot of credit. He's a guy who has handled a young quarterback in the last 2 years in Joe Flacco and given him every opportunity, brought the best out in him, and allowed him and the team to be successful offensively, along with the great defense that Baltimore has always had.
3rd down and 10 at the 49. Big play for Cincinnati. They need to get off the field to give the offense a chance. Flacco, wide open. Clayton, incomplete.
Clayton just beats him clean. Leon Hall just got smoked, but he didn't feel the heat because they couldn't connect. Now, field goal obviously does Cincinnati absolutely no good. It's touchdown or nothing, 2:15 to go. This is their last chance to win this football game. This possession is it.
2 timeouts, along with a 2-minute warning. Palmer in the shotgun. Carson dumps it off. Broken up by Ray Lewis, but a late flag throw from behind. And that usually means it's against the defense.
Illegal contact. Number 25 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Chris Carr. Nickelback.
And it came very late in the play, but what happens in these situations, it's just like during the first quarter. Right here. He's going to reach out and he's going to stand, run a pick, doesn't let the receiver proceed, and that's illegal contact.
First down at the 25 now for Carson Palmer. Palmer to the sideline. Caught. Henry at the 30. His forward progress will get him to about the 33, an 8-yard gain. We're back. 2 minutes to play. 14-10. Baltimore. Cincinnati with the football at their own 33 as Carson Palmer drops back into the shotgun. Palmer flushed out, throws, and incomplete. No flags, but a lot of pressure on Carson Palmer.
Yeah, they had a deep route called. All the receivers were way down the football field. When Carson breaks contain, he gets outside the tackle box, then he just throws this football past the line of scrimmage, and there's no penalty. And that was well defended by the Ravens down the football field. None of their guys had separation for the Bengals.
3rd down and 2 at the 33. Palmer under center now. Bengals are 5 of 12 on conversions. They hand it off Leonard, and he won't get it. Tavares Gooden stops him.
Oh, this is a great play, Gus. Gooden steps up into the hole. Great discipline, makes the tackle.
14-10. Marvin Lewis going for it on 4th down. The Bengals with 7 total 4th down conversions this season, 2nd in the league behind Kansas City. They were 3 of 3 on conversions last week against Cleveland, including one huge run by Carson Palmer. Palmer looking, steps up and runs it. He'll get it. Carson Palmer down at the 40.
We saw it last week, Gus, when the defense is in man coverage. The only 4 guys that are covering the quarterback tend to run past him in the pass rush. He steps up right there. There's no question he's going to get it. Great play by Palmer.
124 and counting. 1st and 10. Carson steps up, fires the bomb down the field. Ochocinco there. Incomplete. And the Ravens defense wanted an interference call.
They're not going to get it. It was a great play by Chad Johnson. He had it in his heart to run this football down. He couldn't do it, and then he turns into a defensive back. And I think it's a good job by him making the swat to knock the ball loose. That's a good no call by the officials. The crowd here wants the penalty, but they're not going to get it. And the Bengals just took a shot to see if it would work.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Bengals with one timeout left.
The Ravens will take a timeout here to talk things over.
(14 to 10). 1:14 and counting. Quick snap. Carson Palmer sets up Leonard with blockers. Leonard squirting to the hole, and he gets to midfield. Bengals quickly to the line of scrimmage with a minute to go. First down. Palmer again. Pump fake. Fires incomplete. And Chad Johnson knocked down and a flag. That's going to be a late hit.
Yeah, he hit a defenseless receiver. Ray Lewis hit him. Chad Johnson let the ball go over his head, was unprotected. Ray Lewis looked like he hit him with his helmet.
Personal
That's
foul.
Fabian Washington.
Unnecessary roughness. Blow to the head by number 52. The defense. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That was Ray Lewis.
Yeah, and I think it's a good call.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, Gus, whether he did or not, when the helmet flies like that, I'd throw the flag too. I mean, that was a big, big hit. But
more importantly, the Bengals have it at the Ravens 35. First down. 48 seconds to go. They have a timeout. Carson Palmer drops back to the sideline. Caught out of bounds. Henry. Tippy toe. And now the Bengals are inside the 25.
And exactly like a week ago, Gus, the Baltimore Ravens play in a game where penalties, their own personal foul penalties, come back to haunt them and continue drives and keep them alive.
Carson Palmer with 9 comeback victories in his career. He's done it before in Baltimore back in 2004. His second year, first as a starter. First down and 10 of the 24. Palmer in the gun. With time underneath. Incomplete. Colts drops another touchdown.
Carson Palmer's not happy about it. When you watch the film, you said it, Gus, earlier in the game, first half, Dan Coates dropped another pass, actually a pass almost identical to this one, and Carson Palmer is just beside himself. You can't fight back to get an opportunity like that and let it go through your fingers.
Second down and 10 of the 24. 39 seconds left. An eternity. Palmer. Ravens loading up the far side. Palmer the snap. And the Bengals jump on it.
Communication, Gus. The Bengals take a timeout right there. 34 seconds left. They take their second timeout of the half. And you see there, Palmer's not ready for it. You can't, and that's another mistake you just can't make in the final 2 minutes, the final 60 seconds of the game. The crowd is so loud here in Baltimore. It has been a factor the entire game. 3 times the Bengals have had delay of game penalties because of communication. That's the first time, however, where they've had that happen to them.
3rd and 16 now. Obviously, they'll go for it on 4th down. Bengals need to get inside the 15, about the 14 and a half for a first down. No timeouts now. Chris Henry to the far side. Ocho Cinco at the bottom of your screen with Caldwell, who's a dangerous receiver in the slot at the bottom. Palmer steps up, throws, incomplete, and a flag! A interference call. This time it's on Frank Walker.
And I think that's a good call. Chad Ochocinco couldn't get loose, and there was all kinds of contact.
Interference. Defense, number 20. Automatic first down.
Now they're calling that on
Ed
Reed. I thought it was right there on Chad Ochocinco. Right there at the bottom. You see there's contact. He gets there early. And I agreed with it. I thought there was an advantage right there gained by Walker.
First down and 10 at the 20. They spread it out now. 4 receivers. Palmer in the end zone. Caldwell, touchdown, Cincinnati. The Cardiac Cats strike again. Wow, 20 yards. And with 22 seconds remaining, Cincinnati takes a 16-14 lead.
Carson Palmer drops back, looks to his left, then comes back fast and hits Caldwell down on the thin post route. Perfectly delivered right at the goal line.
Let's see if the Bengals can get the extra point. It's been an odyssey. Clean snap, nice hold, it's good. 10 plays, 80 yards. The Bengals march 80 yards in 1 minute and 53 seconds on the drive. 3 defensive penalties against Baltimore, including one huge one against the great Ray Lewis.
And it has been the story of their season thus far, and in the past as well, Gus. When they get into trouble, their defense tends to play way too aggressively in the secondary and also in the pass rush. They take extra shots, they get extra contact, and they draw penalties because of it.
Carson Palmer looking for his 10th comeback victory. The Bengals have yet to play a game that was not hotly contested until inside the last minute of play. Losing at home against Denver in their opener, winning at Green Bay, winning at home against Pittsburgh last week in overtime against Cleveland, and now against the Ravens here in Baltimore.
And they're going to be hot, and there'll be some controversy here in Baltimore about the penalties that happened on that last drive. But I'll tell you, Gus, I agree. When they happened, I agreed with all the penalties that were thrown, the flags that were thrown. There was contact before the ball got there, and there's going to be a lot of hot people here in Baltimore, but I think they were good calls.
Chris Carr from the 5. Carr goes down at the 25. A 21-yard return. Ray Lewis can only watch now as Joe Flacco comes back onto the field. 17 seconds left. 2 timeouts remaining for Baltimore, and they need to get in field goal range. Where do they need to go, Steve?
Well, they need to get to the 35-yard line, which will make it a 53-yard attempt. Anything inside the 35-yard line or 36-yard line, if you can stretch it that far, they're going to try it.
Hauschka's long, 54 for his career. That one deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Looks like Michael Johnson may have gotten a hand on the football.
Yeah, and
number 93.
And that's a great job getting his hands up. Joe Flacco throwing it down through a throwing lane that just wasn't there. Michael Johnson standing right there, keeping their eyes in the backfield. Hauschka hoping he gets a chance to tie this up late.
The Ravens and Flacco are going to have to air this one out. 12 seconds to play. Flacco fires down the field. This one may be picked off, and it is! Leon Hall, and that will do it. 4 seconds to go. The Cardiac Cats do it again. And they do it for their coach, Mike Zimmer. What a smile on his face after losing his wife this week.
You'll see here, and there's just no question. Everybody knows where they're headed. They're going deep as they can. And the ball just drops right into his waiting arms. Leon Hall running back.
What a scene. What a scene. Coach Zimmer losing his wife, Vicky, only 50 years old. He came home and found that she had slipped away. He decided to work anyway, brought his children and his father here in the Cincinnati Bengals. Another comeback win. Marvin Lewis, their first 4-game win streak since week 11 through 14 of 2006. And the Ravens slip at home. The Bengals win it 17-14.